Hey, good morning or afternoon or evening. Chase Cunningham, Dr. Cunningham, Dr. Zero Trust. Anyway, special edition, I guess you could say here of the Dr. Zero Trust thing. I want to read through the report that was just published like today by an organization that's doing some interesting research. And I think this gives us some very insightful data that we can run with. So this is from the ITRC. I will share this on the screen so that folks can see that. If you're listening to this, go look it up. It's really easy to find. I'll throw the link in here as well. But help yourselves. Okay, so this is the ITRC, which let's go up and make sure everyone understands exactly the context of this report. This is the BIR, which is the Business Impact Report, Identity Theft Resources Center. It's 2025, so it's end of the year wrap up, possible through support of MyTech, which whatever they are, they got some stuff at the end, which is nice that they put at the end. So thank you for that. There's the Consumer Impact Report stuff from the president. It looks like not the president of the United States, but the president of this particular organization. Yes. So blah, blah, blah. There's our thing. I signed it. Cool, dude, whatever. Glossary of terms, methodology. All right. So ITRC using SurveyMonkey, which is totally solid. I use that for my doctoral research. It's a solid platform. So we can table that. Conducted an online survey to explore the impacts of cybercrimes on small businesses as defined by the SBA, which is great. The survey was conducted in August 2025, covering the previous 12 months. 162 people selected by SurveyMonkey. Good sampling. Response met the criteria being a small business owner executive, a 500 or fewer employees. Good. Solopreneurs, which is one person shops, and gig workers. Totally SMB, which is great. And let's kind of look at the sizes. So financial industry, technology, manufacturing, the three largest, retail behind that. You get down into healthcare, which is about 4%. Owner or partners, most of these folks, so they're quote executives at their org, C-level 21%, and then senior manager at 13. So pretty high level for the majority of people in here, but it's SMB. It could be one person. Anyway, key takeaways. Takeaway number one, cyber attacks are a near universal threat. Duh. With a shift towards AI powered attacks. Okay, great. So here's the stats that are interesting. 81% again of small businesses, wow, reported suffering a security breach. And that's those who report a data breach or both in the past year. AI powered attacks were identified as a root cause of more than 40% of cyber events. Now, I would question how they clarified that, because when you're being attacked, you don't necessarily know that it's coming from an AI or non-AI, whatever, but let's just, okay, sure, whatever. Takeaway number two, financial cost of cybercrime is being passed directly to consumers. If only someone had written reports and papers about cyberflation. A significant number of businesses are raising prices on goods and services to cover the cost of cyber tax, creating a hidden, quote, cyber tax that helps fuel inflation. Like I said, like I've written, there it is. Takeaway number three, business leaders' confidence in their cybersecurity preparedness has collapsed. That's super not good. The percentage of small business leaders who felt very prepared for cyber attack plummeted in 2025, probably because there's AI stuff out there. Takeaway number four, there's a dangerous disconnect between the perceptions of risk and the adoption of basic security controls. Totally valid. We know about this. Here's what they say. Despite a heightened sense of alarm among business leaders, the implementation of critical security measures, such as MFA, has declined. Not good. Takeaway number five, small business leaders have mixed opinions on AI. That doesn't surprise me at all. Small business people have mixed opinions on all kinds of stuff. So yes. All right, so let's look at the experienced breach. 23% was data breach, 25% was a security breach, both was 34, none was 19. Take that 19 and boil it down, because those people just probably don't even know. Top root causes, external threat actor, malicious insider, and AI powered attack are all pretty even. Now, again, I would caveat this with, these are small businesses. I don't know that they know or have the forensic capability to identify what type of attack it was in most instances, but let's just say that's interesting data from that perspective. Okay. Small businesses report they feel very prepared, decreased by 18 percentage points. So AI comes on the scene, AI takes up mainstream adoption. You get an 18% decrease in people feeling like they can actually take care of things on the cyber front. Not good. Decline in MFA adoption, 7 percentage point decrease represents a critical vulnerability. So the question should be, why do we see a 7% decrease in the adoption of MFA? My guess would be, and this is totally just pontificating here, that it's because of all the news articles that say that organizations still got hit even though MFA was in place, and people go, fuck it, why would I bother with this? When in truth, MFA is a very valid solution that helps quite a bit, and people should not be declining at all on its usage. So I would suggest that this is kind of market driven insanity. So don't stop doing MFA, people. Small business financial losses due to an identity crime. Looks like the majority were less than a quarter mil. Looks like there was a few that were more than a million. It did increase by 1 percentage point for organizations that had a financial loss of 500K or more. Top financial recovery methods: cash, which is half of it; insurance, which shockingly actually even shows up on there, but that's down 10 percentage points; and raising prices, 38%. It's interesting that they actually literally asked that question, because I think that that's great. And someone is dinging me on WhatsApp, but whatever. Yes. The new frontline. Okay. Well, let's go further into this overview. Yes. The business impact section of the ITRC's business impact report, let's say that 3 times fast, presents a comprehensive analysis of the evolving cybersecurity landscape for small businesses. Okay. The analysis indicates that while the overall prevalence of cyber incidents remains alarmingly high, the character of these attacks has fundamentally changed over time. Kind of, maybe, sort of disagree there, but anyway, let's table that. The primary threat has pivoted from malicious insiders to external, technologically sophisticated adversaries leveraging AI. Again, I don't know how they could categorize or caveat or specify that, but sure, whatever. In 2025, AI-powered attacks emerged as a root cause in more than 40% of reported incidents. Percentage of leaders feeling very prepared for an attack dropped significantly by about 20-something points. The crisis of confidence is occurring alongside an evolving cyber insurance market. Wow, with SBs reporting a decreased reliance on insurance proceeds to cover the substantial financial damages, which most often fall within a range of 250 to 1 million. Haha, fuck you, insurance people. Consequently, a growing number of businesses are forced to pass these costs directly to consumers by raising prices. That sucks, because insurance doesn't cover the costs, even though you pay for insurance. Like, this is the cluster of cyber insurance stuff. Yeah, so let's go a little further into this. Okay. Year over year, experienced a breach, about even. Experienced 1 breach, up 10 points. 2 breaches, 2 points. 3 breaches, down a bit. 4 breaches. So I guess after the second time of getting known, people figure out it's time to do something. So cool, sort of. Yes. All right. Shifting nature of attacks. Let's see. In 2024, malicious insider, employer, contractor. Again, like, why would you consider them a malicious insider? Are they doing something actually malicious or malevolent, or are they someone that just is pwned and they don't know about it and they're introducing those risks? I would need really good analytics to agree with any of this, and they don't actually have it here. But okay, let's just say that that's a thing. External threat actors looks like it's down. Malicious insider looks like it's down. AI powered, according to this, is up 41%, which, again, meh. Third party vendors down a bit. Software insecure cloud down a bit. So it looks like AI is the thing that's kicking everyone's ass, and I would still suggest I don't agree with the analysis here, because it's like, hey, AI caused all these attacks. Okay, tell me how AI was identified as the attack thing. Well, AI did it. Well, that's not an explanation. That's you using words. That's not really. Tell me how you forensically verified small business that has Ricky the intern doing your network security stuff, that you had an AI attack that took place. I don't get how they would do that. Increase in cost overall. Looks like it's going up pretty substantially, about 30% over year, which is yikes. Beyond direct monetary losses, the secondary operational impacts are profound and reveal a worsening trend in one key area. While the reported instances of loss of customer trust, which is 47%, up from 39%, and loss of revenue saw a 2% decrease. It looks like they're saying that the more profound thing was actually that people are quitting when the business gets hit. So that's kind of interesting. Like, you're an SMB, you get attacked, and your real problem is people quit, probably because they realize how bad it's going to be for the business. So that's kind of interesting. As the insurance backstop becomes less reliable or available, this is their quote here, SBs, small businesses, are being forced to find alternative ways to cover their losses, which is what people do. While tapping cash reserves is about 50% of it, most of them, 38.3%, say that we're going to raise prices. So that is cyberflation 101. It's people telling you that they're going to do it, and here's the data to back it up. Yeah, so you can see there's a reduction to things over time. 2025, 2024, raised prices 38%. Now, this is also the first time I think in this survey that they asked that question. So take it with a little bit of a grain of salt, but at least people are saying that that's the what's up. Yeah. A dangerous disconnect. The most striking psychological trend revealed by the survey data is a collapse in the self-assessed preparedness of small business leaders. In 2024, majority of leaders, 56%, which is a slim majority, felt, quote, very prepared to attack their or to protect their organization. By 2025, that figure plummeted by more than 18 percentage points to 38.4%. This is not a gradual erosion of confidence, but a major shift in perception. Yeah, 20%, 15 plus is pretty significant, indicating that leaders have become acutely aware that the threat landscape has evolved beyond their current capabilities. Okay. The newfound anxiety is driven in part by the rapid emergence of AI-powered attacks, with 80% of leaders in 2025 rather, stating that threats from AI are influencing their security plans. So good. Best practices. This should be interesting. Okay. Building a human firewall. No, fuck no. That's not a best practice. That's a waste of time and budget. Like the human firewall conversation needs to stop, especially for SBs. You train your people, but this is not going to stop anything. This honestly, these folks should redact that whole thing. And look, steps taken to prevent further security breaches. This is what they say: 52% new training, 50% new tools, 47% training for non-IT, 41% additional budget, 30%, 38% rather, additional security staff, increased vendor due diligence, 31%. Like this whole thing should be flipped over. Training is not going to stop compromises. That's just what's up. Foundational technical controls. Agree with this. This is where things actually get kind of intelligent here. So access control, yes. MFA, yes. Network security, firewalls, okay. Secure Wi-Fi, yes. Network segmentation, isolation, yes. Application security, yes. Backups, absolutely. So that if you do get pwned, you have a backup. Use the cloud, God forbid. Encryption, yes. Insider threat. Now, I would still ask the question: are these malevolent, malicious insiders, or are those people that got pwned and they're just being used, or like what's the categorization here of that? Because they don't actually say what the criteria is to be a malicious insider in this particular report. Countering AI-powered attacks, threat awareness, blah. Hyper-realistic phishing, yes. Deepfake impersonation, yes. Called that one years ago, folks. Hate to be the guy. Actually, I don't hate to be the guy. I kind of like to be the guy because I'm not an idiot. I am an idiot, but I'm not an idiot in all things. Automated reconnaissance. Yep, that's a bad guy tool. Defensive strategies, technical defenses. Yes, but guess what? ITRC people that wrote this, you're telling me further on in the report, 2 pages later, defensive strategies are technical in nature, and then you said I should train people. Does that not seem counterintuitive? Anyway, technical defenses, process-based defenses, human defenses, no. Human defenses, no. No, 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 no. You're not going to fix people. Have you ever met a people? Like, you're not fixing people. They'll click links. That's just the way it is. Put technology in front of them. Let's see. Now, here's some stuff about reasons why they don't notify customers. There was no risk of identity theft or fraud. Well, you don't know that, and that's 30%. And what you're not reporting could be potentially illegal. So that's a big time no-no. No PII was compromised. Okay, unless you forensically verified it, you're not sure about that, but okay. Law enforcement advised us to wait. Sure, if the cops say so, but then define law enforcement for me. Is that the FBI? Is that CISA, which is not a law enforcement agency? Is that, the cops in local backwater blah blah burg? Yeah. Okay, so here's where they say what you should do. Culture of security. No, your culture should be doing what the business does. Security should happen by default. People should be engaged in security, not having to live through the fucking misery of doing security. Security people don't want to do security. So here's the quote. It makes me want to throw up a little bit. Resilience begins with people. Leadership must champion cybersecurity as a core business value, fostering a culture of vigilance and empowering every employee through continuous training and support to become part of a human firewall. No, waste of time, waste of budget. Fucking stop it. Mastery of the fundamentals. Yes. Now here's where things are smart. Rigorous implementation of foundational controls, blocking and tackling, MFA, patch management, data backups, least privilege, zero trust, bingo, bango, bongo. Preparedness for crisis. Yes. Knowing what's going to happen when the shit hits the fan is a good one. And don't just put it on a piece of paper and stick it in the toilet. Like, you actually have to run through that and do the testing and training. Editor's notes, we're excited, and I'll provide this for everybody, but there you go, ITRC. So anyway, short notice type thing there, but it's definitely worth looking at. And they got, plenty of citations, which is always a good thing. I would consider this to be not necessarily peer reviewed, but somewhat-ish valid research. They need to fix some of the stuff they're talking about and some of the stuff they're advising people on because it's stupid. But um, interesting data. And of course, my dog's barking because what would a day without the dog barking be? As always, stay smart, stay safe, stay secure. It's the holidays. Expect crazy bad things to happen and phishing to go up through the roof and whatever. But hopefully, no one poops in your Christmas stocking or whatever. God bless.